Hey, the godfather of soul, the master of funk, James Brown, coming up in just a minuto, and you're going to check it out, baby. This is Matt Criscuolo coming to you up close and personal. This is a funny interview with James Brown, and I have to tell you that the lady who's interviewing him, I don't know her name, I'm sorry, she's pretty damn funny too. Now, this particular video is called James Brown Getting Interviewed High as a Kite. I don't know if he's necessarily high as a kite. I want you to judge for yourself. I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions, so stick around to the end. Hey, by the way, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And let's get right to it, shall we? James Brown, you're going to dig this. This is funny as shit.
They call him the godfather of soul, Mr. Dynamite, and the hardest working man in showbiz. But very soon, he may be known as the defendant. Grammy-winning soul singer James Brown is about to embark on a South American tour, but it's this tour that prompted his latest brush with the law. Brown says that he and his wife had an argument because she wasn't going on the tour with him. Adrian Brown and South Carolina police say that in the argument, it resulted, as a matter of fact, in Brown assaulting his wife with a lead pipe and firing a gun at a car that she was in. These are charges that Brown denies. He was released yesterday on $15,000.
Okay, so already these are my thoughts on what I'm observing here. You know, as an artist myself, I've released a handful of, I have about 7 or so records out that I've released. I've had to do press releases, I've had to do interviews, I've done all sorts of stuff that I've had to deal with the media, journalists, and all that stuff. And obviously not to the extent of somebody like James Brown, you know, but enough to know that sometimes you can get ambushed. You know, I'm wondering if sometimes in a situation like this, if James Brown showed up to this interview really not knowing that she was going to give an intro like that. I mean, did you hear that intro? Every other word out of her mouth was, you know, was sensationalizing the drama and the bad parts of what's happening in his life at this time. You know, I'm wondering if he knew that that's what was going to happen when he showed up for this interview. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever know. Maybe some of you know. If you do, chime in and let us know in the comments. But imagine showing up thinking that you're going to be talking maybe about music and your tour, and then boom, right away they start focusing and honing in on all this bad stuff. What do you do?
Bond, he joins us from Atlanta to discuss the charges, and we welcome you, James Brown. How did all of this trouble begin?
Living in America. There's nothing wrong.
You could actually hear people in the background in the production team, like the cameraman or just laughing.
Nothing wrong at all. You're not in any difficulty, but you're out on bond.
No, I'm not.
Have all the charges been dropped?
Yeah, I'm out on love.
Well, are you out on love or out of love? Which is it?
Out on love. Alone from night to night, you find me.
Now,
Come on now, that's some funny stuff.
James, this isn't the first time you and your wife have had a problem. Are the two of you going to be able to work this out?
Let's talk about some music.
You want to talk about music, and you don't want to talk about what happened?
No, it's all over.
Well, let's talk about your tour. When are you leaving?
We're leaving tomorrow.
And where are you going?
Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Now, your fans will have read all about this, James. Aren't you concerned about that?
You see, now she keeps bringing it back to all the bad stuff because they got to sell. They have to get eyes and ears on their radio, TV station. Sonia, that's her name. Sonia, live in L.A. Okay, so you got to sell stuff. You got to get... Okay, fine. So, you know, why not just throw someone else's life under the bus? Why not just talk about all their baggage, huh? After all, it's not your baggage. You know, you gotta get ratings. You have advertisers. Let's just trash someone else's life. Why not?
No, Dankeschön.
James, aren't you concerned about that?
No, Dankeschön.
Listen to what
James,
he's not even speaking.
Read all about this, James. Aren't you concerned about that?
No, Dankeschön. I'm concerned because there's nothing wrong.
And what are you going to say to your fans when they ask you some questions about it?
I'm going to say, I feel good. Papa's got a brand new bag. It's a man's world.
Well, that's the second time we've heard that in 2 days. That's very interesting. Now, don't leave us, James. You stay right there.
I'm
We
not
have
gonna leave.
more
I
that we
wanna
have
do
to talk about. Well, tell us a little bit about what you're going to be
Hello,
doing
Ted.
on this tour.
What'd you say?
What are you going to be doing on this tour?
I'm going to be
Where
doing
you-
Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, Living in America, Sex Machine, get up off of that thing. I feel good. Jam.
Now, I understand that you
I'm
have
real.
already... James, I have to ask you one serious question here. I understand you already have started divorce proceedings. Does that mean that you're now eligible?
Here she goes again. Here she goes again. She's being a good little. She's doing a good little job for the network. Hey, look, man. You know that's their job, I guess. You know what I mean? Just be aware of it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Have started divorce proceedings. Does that mean that you're now eligible?
No, yes, I'm eligible. I'm singing. I want to mingle.
You want to mingle.
Yeah.
Now, the women love you when you get out there. Why do you think that is?
What'd you say?
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh? Because
Why
I
do you
look
think
good.
that is? You
I
look
smell
good.
good. I
Yes.
feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Oh. Well, there we are. We don't have to ask anybody else. We got that from the source. There you are. Now, you're involved in publishing a gospel magazine. Tell us a little bit about that.
The Second Coming. It's out of Augusta, Georgia, it's Anchor. Joseph P. Young is the editor, and James Brown is one of the advisors. And we're doing a fantastic...
Okay, now if you notice when she asked him about his project, did you notice that his whole tone changed, his whole body language, everything changed. He became very articulate, very calm. That's why I don't think he was high. I think he was just cleverly and deftly deflecting what was going on by trying to steer away from the negativity and stay on the music and be positive. That's my take on things. Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
job. The
Check it
Augusta,
out.
Georgia, is Anchor.
About that.
The Second Coming.
Now, you're involved in publishing a gospel magazine. Tell us a little bit about that.
The Second Coming. It's out of Augusta, Georgia, it's Anchor. Joseph P. Young is the editor, and James Brown is one of the advisors. And we're doing a fantastic job. The Second Coming. It features, on this week, I think we have the Pope and I believe the Williams brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And next week we're going to have Reverend Al Sharpton, I think, on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be doing a lot of good things, and hopefully we'll get Brother Ted Turner on the cover. Ted, where you at?
James, we want to thank you for having us.
Brother Ted Turner. Ted Turner, the owner of the network over here, huh? That's funny. Ted, where you at? You gotta check that out again.
Ted, where you at?
James, we want to thank you for being with us today
Wait
and
a
giving
minute,
us
I
an
just got
opportunity.
here.
Oh, is there something more you want to say that we haven't
Yeah, I want to
covered?
say a lot of things.
Okay,
I
go
love
ahead.
you. I love America. I love everybody.
Well,
I feel
it's-
good.
It sounds to me as though you're not troubled by any of this at all.
This is a man's world.
Thanks for reminding us of that. Every once in a while, we forget.
Get up
But
off
we've
of that
remembered again. James, good luck on your tour. Thanks for being with us. I guess we're going to hear lots more.
Hasta luego.
Okay, also wait. There you are.
Sorry. I never get tired of watching this. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen this a few times already, and I just think it's hilarious. I really do. Now, the first time I watched it, I certainly felt like that guy was as high as a kite. But the second, third, fourth time I watched it, I kind of changed my perception on it a little bit. I didn't think he was high, but you know what? I'm not the greatest barometer for if someone is high. I'm not good at that stuff. I very rarely notice when someone is. I mean, they'd have to be really noticeably, acting like a buffoon or some weird kind of way for me to know. But if it's subtle, I don't catch on. I don't catch it. At any rate, that's James Brown getting interviewed by Sonia back who knows when. But it was he was obviously he had some turmoil in his life. And by the way, if you're tuned in at this point in my reaction video, probably you like what's going on. So if you do, show me a little support, would you? And like the channel, support, like the video, and give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Okay, guys. Hey, look, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And you take it easy. And if it's real easy, take it twice.